The Thunder just had their best season since Kevin Durant was on the roster, but unfortunately they lost in the second round to the Dallas Mavericks. And today, I'm going to try to take this team from the second round to an NBA championship. Taking a look at this roster, we have 3 players above 87 overall, and then a bunch of guys in the low 80s and high 70s. And really watching this series, it kind of just felt like Shea had to do everything by himself, and he didn't really have a lot of help. Jalen Williams didn't have a great series. Chet was really good on defense, but not very good on offense. Giddey eventually just had to sit on the bench for most of the series. Dort, he played pretty good on defense, but didn't do a lot on offense. And you can really say the same about a lot of these guys. Gordon Hayward really did nothing. I actually thought Jalen Williams played pretty good for a backup center. But other than that, it really felt like Shea kind of had no help. So let's go ahead and simulate the rest of these playoffs and get into the offseason. And it looks like we've got a Knicks-Mavericks finals here. Now, I'm actually recording this on the same day that the Knicks and Pacers are having Game 7, so there's a chance this is going to be totally wrong. But it looks like the Knicks are winning the NBA championship in this video. So we're going to skip to our pick here at pick 12. Let's take a look at how the draft has gone so far. Jalen Williams' brother went to, it looks like, the Grizzlies here. And a good center that I might have drafted went here. So let's see who's available. Let's not send in. Let's see who's available here. Dillingham is still available. I feel like he's going to go higher than that. Actually, I feel like both of these point guards will. And I think this guy's supposed to go higher than that. Honestly, looking at the draft board, I could draft Zach Edey here, but I think I might rather look at the trade finder with this pick. So we will see what people want to offer for this pick. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to see if we can package this to get a guy like Lauri Markkanen on the Jazz. I'm not sure what their price would be for him. But if we could do something like Josh Giddey, and actually, looking at the Stars, they might just accept that straight up. If they did, let's see. So they want our 12th pick. They would give us back Colin Sexton, and they want another second-round pick. I almost wouldn't want Colin Sexton. I just feel like we have enough guards on this team. Maybe we could get a third team involved with this. And after thinking about it for a little bit, I think I am going to do this trade. I'm not sure what I'll do with Sexton. I could either look to move him later on, or maybe he'll just be our 6th man. But I think this is a good trade, and I really didn't want to make a pick there. They're going to take that guy from Senegal. I don't really know the players in this draft very well, but it looks like that's going to be our only pick, and honestly, I'm fine with that. This is kind of a weaker draft. And we used our only pick to get a really good player in Lauri Markkanen that could maybe be the second option for us going forward. There definitely are some good players here, but I wasn't too excited about drafting any of these guys. So we have no rookies to sign for the first time in probably years for the Thunder. So here in the qualifying offers, I'm not going to extend any of these guys. We're just going to go to free agency, and let's see how much cap space we have. Actually, not that much since we signed Lauri. One of these 3 centers would also be nice, but they're wanting a ton of money. I'm not sure I want to do that. There is a chance that just going after Drummond here could be the move. We don't have to start him, obviously. He would just be a guy we could play if we need him to. We could bring Russ back, but I'm not paying him 20 mil. He is my favorite player, but I'm not doing that. And Drummond does agree, so that's good. Looks like that might be our big moves of this offseason. I think I'm going to actually finish up free agency there and go on to player progression. I really like getting Andre Drummond. And let's see, so Jalen Williams goes up to a 91, Chet to an 89, Markkanen goes up 1, that's good, Sexton to an 84, Drummond actually goes up, which is very surprising. I thought he might go down. Joe goes up 1, Case and Wallace goes up 2. He could definitely be the shooting guard next to Shea. I'm probably either going to start Dort, Joe, or Wallace there. I would have liked to see Wiggins go up, but he stays the same. Jalen Williams goes up 1, and Ousmane Dieng goes up to a 74. This guy, he's been kind of disappointing. I kind of expected him to be better than he was as a Thunder fan, but unfortunately he just really hasn't lived up to being the 11th pick in my opinion. I think I'm going to run a 10-man rotation this year. Let's see what they cook up. We're just going to swap Sexton. I really like him as a 6-man actually. We'll see how he fits with these other guards. And I think we're really in a good spot. I'm kind of just going to monitor how we do to start off the year and maybe sim to like January 1st here. So on January 1st we are 23-10 and we are the 2nd seed in the West behind the Nuggets by 0 games. This is a very tight Western Conference right here, and somehow Portland's actually the 4 seed right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats and see how everyone's playing. So Shea is only averaging 22.1 points. That's really interesting, but he's averaging a lot more assists, so maybe this year he's focusing more on passing the ball. But he's up to a 99, so you love to see that. Lauri Markkanen's having a pretty good first year in OKC. Obviously, going from the first option to like the 3rd, your stats are going to go down, but his 3-point percentage is very high, so I like to see that. Jalen Williams is having a pretty good year. Colin Sexton doing good as our 6th man. Chet, not the best year, but I'm not really too concerned with his scoring as long as he's doing everything else well. I know he's being a great defender probably. Drummond, that's exactly what we brought him in for. Double-double, 10 rebounds a game. Dort, honestly a pretty efficient season from him. He's not here to score, but I like to see that he can score. I know he's probably playing good defense. Aaron Wiggins, how is he doing? Very efficient. That is an insane 3-point percentage. Yeah, couldn't ask for much more from him. Isaiah Joe, actually not having the best season here for Joe. Got less efficient field goal and 3-point. I almost want to bench him, which is crazy to say because he's really good in real life. Case and Wallace, I really think his numbers would be better if he played more. But I mean, he's just a bench player right now, and the rest of these guys haven't really played a whole lot. Honestly, right now, I kind of want to just keep the team how it is, at least until the trade deadline, which is going to be somewhere in here. So we will simulate to that and see how we're doing. So here we are at the trade deadline. Let's see if there are any moves that I would like to do. We are 34-17. We are still the 2nd seed, still behind the Nuggets. So they're probably our biggest competition that we've got to worry about. But there are still teams like the Pelicans and the Timberwolves to worry about too. And what I'm going to do now is kind of look at who are some teams that are behind in the West. Man, the Suns and Clippers are terrible. So actually going to be a good thing that I held on to this Clippers pick. How's Josh Giddey doing on the Jazz? Josh Giddey is actually having a really good season here in Utah. The Bucks are actually having a bad. I'm actually going to try to get Bobby Portis Jr. here. The Bucks haven't had a great season, and I think we have some guys we could trade. Do I want Hayes? Not really. So we're going to offer the Bucks Dieng and Williams for Bobby Portis Jr. and Jaden Springer. They've had a pretty disappointing season. I feel like we need big depth, and I think this trade would make sense for both teams. They will do... Bro. Why in the world would they offer us a 1st for a 2nd? I'll try. I didn't want to rob them, bro. That's just stupid. Why would they do that? But I think having Portis here will actually help us, especially on defense. And I am going to play Wiggins over Joe. I know the positions don't make a whole lot of sense when I do that, but I think it's the right move because Wiggins just been a better player for us. But now we have A starting five that I really like. We've got Sexton as our sixth man off the bench. We've got Portis to make our team bigger. Drummond, great backup center. We got Wallace and Wiggins here, the young guys off the bench. And then we can play Joe if we need three-point shooting. I think this team makes a lot of sense, and we're going to go ahead and just simulate to the end of the regular season. So we actually went on a crazy run after the trade deadline, once everyone kind of got used to the system and everything, and we ended the season with 60 wins. Luka Doncic won MVP this year. Sarr wins Rookie of the Year in Utah. Probably going to be a Hawk in real life. Amin Thompson, Sixth Man of the Year. I kind of thought this could be Colin Sexton, but ends up not being him. Victor wins Depoy. He's probably going to win like a ton of these, depending on how long the simulation goes, but Trace Jackson Davis, Most Improved Player, good for him. This is actually a really good season from Maxey here, and our boy Mark won Coach of the Year, and No Thunder Executive of the Year. That's pretty interesting, but good job to the Cavs for winning that. No Thunder on the first team, but Shea does make the second team, and No Thunder on the third team. Thought maybe Williams or Chet could make it, or even Laurie, but Shea makes all defensive first team. Love to see that. And no other Thunder on here. And we won't have any rookies this year. So we ended up as the 1 seed in back-to-back years. 60 wins, like I said. Are we the best record in the NBA? I think we are. Yep, looks like it. So let's go ahead and simulate the play-in. And it looks like we're playing Portland in round 1. And let's take a look at the final standings for this season, or the final stats for this season. So Shea leads us in scoring, and then we've got 3 people that averaged 15 points, Chet with 14. Portis seems to have improved his efficiency since he got here, so you like to see that. Dort had a pretty good year. Drummond just getting those rebounds, that's all we wanted him to do. And Joe did improve his play, but I ended up not playing him as much because I wanted to play Aaron Wiggins, who I think probably had the better season. I would assume he's better at defense. And we're going to probably stick with this rotation for now. But guys like Wallace, Wiggins, or even Drummond, depending on the matchup, could lose some minutes if we need to. Let's just see how we do in game 1. We blow him out. Blow him out in game 2. 3-0. We should sweep here. Nope, they actually took a game on us. Can we win game 5? Yes, we do. Oh, and we've got a rematch, the Thunder and the Mavericks, in round 2, just like last year. So this is going to be very interesting because this is going to show us how much we've actually improved. So can we get over kind of the problems we had in this series last year? Let's see game 1. We took game 1 last year against this team. And we take game 2, that didn't happen last year. 3-0, can we sweep them? We do, that is crazy. So all the moves we made in the offseason, getting Markkanen, Drummond, and just like that, the Thunder have won the NBA championship. All the moves we made paid off. And we ended up winning the championship just 1 year into this rebuild. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know any other teams you want me to rebuild, any other video ideas you want to see me try, and thanks for watching.